Hey, Rashad, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for joining us today. What was it like that first day of practice today?
Uh, I think it went pretty good for the first day, especially without us having spring ball whatsoever. Guys were flying around, the energy was there. So I think it was definitely a productive first day for sure.
Coach Nick says you're playing like a hybrid position. What's that like for you? How different is that than what you played before last year?
It's pretty similar to what I played before, just from having to cover guys man to man or, zoning up in certain windows or being in the flats to blitzing off the edge and having to go get the quarterback. It's pretty similar to what I did last year. So it's not too new for me, but, there's definitely things that, have been tweaked to fit the new defense that we're playing and my role. But overall, my role is pretty much the same compared to last year.
You and your family have been through a lot the last few weeks, over the last year, really. What's it like to been able to get back on the football field, and what were the emotions like this morning?
It's definitely, it feels really good to be back on the field. Being on the field is like a safe haven for me, just being out there just with all the guys just takes my mind off of, a lot of things. And definitely, it feels good to be back on the field and just be back out there with my team.
Thanks, Rashad.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Greg, you're up next, and Travis, you're on deck.
Rashad, how have you and your teammates been adjusting to the new defensive scheme? What's been the biggest challenges, if anything?
I feel like we've adjusted pretty good to the new scheme. The coaches have done a great job with making sure that we know the information and, that we know where we're supposed to be and lining up and just things like that. So I think we've done a pretty good job in, making sure we have the scheme down, especially with, like I said before, not having a spring ball.
What are the biggest differences compared to how you guys were used to playing last year?
I would say that it's more of like a variety of coverages. I feel like last year we mainly stuck to really like two different coverages, but now we're all over. I feel like we're more diverse in that area for sure now.
All right, Travis, you're up. Hector, you're on deck.
Hey, Rashad. Do you have any concerns about playing college football this year?
No, not really. Just as far as what everything that's going on so far, I feel like our staff and, everybody's done a great job of making sure that we're taking well care of. So, I mean, all my trust is in them. The whole team's trust is in them. And, we feel pretty good with what's going on. So we're ready to go.
What are some of the big differences in just kind of a daily practice that, you guys have to kind of go through to stay safe?
Just the whole social distancing thing. Like, of course we got to practice the best that we can. And, of course, like try to play and football and stuff. But the biggest thing for us is trying to, remain 6 feet apart and make sure we're not too close to each other and just things like that. Like, just take care of ourselves the best we can and take care of the team.
All right, Hector, you're up.
Rashad, good morning, man.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you. Thank you. So when we were talking to Coach Nix a little while ago, he said that when he came in, he looked at you and he thought he's going to be one of my guys, and he not only cited Judson and your pedigree and your family, but he cited you too and what he'd heard about you. I don't know if that's the first time you're hearing that or if he maybe had a conversation with you about being one of his guys. But to know that the defensive coordinator coming in points you out and says, hey, man, I'm going to lean on you a lot. What's that like?
When Coach Nix first got hired, me and him had a conversation and, I pretty much just told him, like, you can count on me to do whatever you need done. Just being in that leadership role is definitely something I'm willing to take on. And, I have full trust in Coach Nix and, he has full trust in me. So I've really, appreciate Coach Nix and everything he's done so far. And, the whole defense has, our trust in him.
Thank you.
Okay, Greg, you're up.
Rashad, along those lines, what does it mean to you to be a leader? How do you enact that within your teammates or how do you show that day to day?
Being a leader on this defense is definitely big for me, especially being one of the younger guys and being a sophomore. I just try to go out there and lead by example, make sure all the guys are, the energy is there, we're flying around, make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do, and just, things like being on time to meetings and stuff like that. I always try to stay on top of everybody and, just make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing and being where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be.
You mentioned sort of the dynamic of being a sophomore and being in that role. How do your teammates respond to you, being a younger player but taking that kind of important spot on the team and leading the way in a lot of senses?
I feel though they take it pretty good. I don't feel as though I come across, bad or, one of those guys that are just play ball and just don't care about anybody else. I'm pretty big on spreading love and, being about everybody on the team, not just myself. I try to put people before myself, and, I feel like it's well taken among everybody.
How do you look back on your freshman season, the way you played on the field?
I feel as though it was a good first, intro into college football for sure. I'm definitely not where I feel like I should be at this point. But, there's just a long road ahead, and I'm just keep my head down and keep working and keep doing what I'm doing and just do what I know I can do.
What are some of those things you're working on or areas you want to improve?
One of my areas I'm trying to improve for sure is tackling for sure. That's one of the biggest things on defense, being able to tackle. And if you're not a for sure tackler, then why are you on the field? So one of those, I feel like tackling is for sure something I can improve in. Two is just zoning up and being in the areas I'm supposed to be in at the when I'm supposed to be there, and just making more plays on the ball. I feel like I need to make more plays on the ball and just create more turnovers for the defense, and just give the ball back to the offense, let them do what they do.
Do you set specific goals, whether it's stats or accolades, or how do you sort of define what success is for you?
I do. I write down my goals. I have yet to do that yet. I'm kind of behind on that, but I definitely need to get on it. But yes, I do write down my goals for like game seasons, and just what I'm trying to accomplish, whether it may be like the off season or if we're in season. So, but I definitely need to get on that and get my goals down. But I for sure do write them down and try to aim higher than what I think I may be able to get to, just so I have an aiming point that I aspire to get to.
All right, JJ, you're up.
Rashad, what does it mean to be Bryce Strong? Obviously, the loss of your brother was terrible, and his fight kind of captivated everybody in the city. What does it mean? Can you try and describe into words what that means?
Being Bryce Strong is just going when you don't feel like you can anymore. We definitely have those days where like we roll out of bed and we're just like, dang, like I don't want to get up. Like I want to stay in bed, or I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. But being Bryce Strong is, pushing past that point and just going to do it even if you feel like you can't, because, Bryce's battle went for a long time, and I seen him at points where he felt like he just couldn't go anymore. But he just kept pushing, he kept going, and that's just pretty much what Bryce Strong is, just going past that point where you feel like you can't go anymore.
What do you feel like the legacy he left behind is?
It's definitely something that I won't be able to match for sure. Bryce definitely left a big impact on the whole community. For sure, just something I can't match for sure. I can't explain it, but I don't know.
All right, thanks.
All right, Chase, you're up.
Hey, Rashad, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I wanted to ask you, you and Sincere are such proud Judson Rockets. You have Xavier Spencer walking through the doors this year. How excited were you to see him when he walked in for strength and conditioning, and now how are you guys kind of taking him under your wing, so to speak, as he enters?
We was really excited. From day one, I told Xavier that, we're from Judson. They look at us differently, and they're going to, their eyes are going to be on you. So you got to watch how you doing on and off the field. And he kind of seen that the other day when they had got on him and they said, like, you're from Judson, like, you need to pick it up. And I told him, like, they have their eye on you for sure, because, where we're from. So he's definitely seen it so far, but he's done a great job with adapting and coming into, stepping in as a freshman and just taking, understanding the schemes and being on time and stuff and, just and weights and stuff. So he's done a great job so far.
Yeah, and mentioning that Judson perception, what would you kind of describe the reputation of guys that come from Judson into this program?
They definitely have a lot to come in with when they come in. Just being from Judson, there's a lot of tradition and stuff behind us with just just our tradition of winning and being hard workers and stuff like that. So just things like that is just what comes with it when you come from Judson, for sure.